Hey there, it's Ron with Insurance for Texans. And one of the questions that we get asked constantly is, why is home insurance so expensive in the state of Texas? It's a problem that has plagued homeowners here in North Texas especially, but also along the Gulf Coast. For those of you that are out in the middle of West Texas, it may not be quite so bad, but we see premiums skyrocketing here in the rest of the state. So why is it so expensive? It really comes down to four key categories. The first is not going to be a shock to anyone that survived a Texas spring. It's hail. Hail is one of the biggest drivers of insurance premiums on homes in the state of Texas. When you look at the number of large-scale, big hail events in the United States, there's a big giant blob that comes down through the Great Plains from up in the Dakotas and Nebraska, Kansas, comes down through Oklahoma, and the bottom of that blob is in North Texas. It happens to sit over Frisco, McKinney, Louisville, Denton, the upper reaches of North Dallas and North Tarrant County. There are massive losses every year. Every time the hail falls, the insurance companies shudder a little bit, and as a result, your premiums have a tendency to go up. We've seen roofs replaced over and over again. It's just crazy how many claims occur. That's one of the big reasons that premiums across the state are pushed up, because we all share in those costs. The second is a similar phenomenon, but on the other end of the state. Down along the Gulf Coast, we get hurricanes. Those hurricanes create massive losses. Not only do they create massive losses with their destruction, but they also create a lot of costs due to the flooding. What you don't realize is if you have a flood insurance policy, it would be covered. If you don't, your home policy may not cover you if it's just destroyed by flood rather than the hurricane actually blowing your house over. As a result, people file those claims, the flood gets denied, it has to be litigated, so we get the destruction, we get the litigation, the prices go up. The third reason has to do with wildfires. Now, normally when we think of wildfires, we think about the mountains, but as you work your way across West Texas, we've got brush fires. We do have the Christmas Mountains out in the Big Bend and El Paso area. The trees burn, the brush burns, the houses burn with them. Those wildfires can wreak all kinds of havoc, and that pushes up premium. The fourth category is one a lot of folks don't like to talk about. It's fraud. We see claims that are fabricated where people don't correct previous damage and try to claim for it again. We see roofers that have traditionally not charged you a deductible. The laws have changed on that front a little bit, and you better understand what that looks like. But the fraud, every time that occurs, it goes up. People say, well, it's just me. I'm just trying to get this one thing taken care of. But if 50,000, 100,000 homeowners go, it's just me, the cost escalates. So what can you do to keep the cost down? Let's talk about 5 key ways you can do that. The first is, if you do make a hail claim, keep the documentation on putting the roof back on your home. Many of the home insurance companies offer a discount for a new roof, but only if you can prove that it's a year old. The second way is to bundle, and this is one that everybody knows about, but when you put your home and your auto together, a lot of times it's going to be cheaper for you. It's something that you can do, and it's something that we recommend. The third way is to raise that deductible level. Rather than having a $500 deductible for a water claim, if you get a small leak, you're likely to make a claim. But if you change that to, say, $2,000, $3,000, or you raise your wind and hail deductible to 1.5%, you're going to take care of those small things that happen yourself. You're not going to make claims, and it's going to help keep the cost down for everyone. The other one that goes with that is around small claims. If you can do a simple repair on your roof rather than claiming and replacing the whole thing, because let's be real, you may have a few shingles missing, but you might also have 10, 15 years of life left in the rest of the roof, it makes sense to do that rather than just attempt to replace the roof every single time. And finally, the fifth way that you can help keep your costs down is to shop your premium every 2 to 3 years. The way we explain it to folks is a 10 to 15% increase from year to year doesn't sound unreasonable. The reality is, if you have a 15% increase on your policy every time it renews, after the fifth renewal, the price of that policy, the premium that you pay, will have doubled. That's just math. It's not the insurance company being mean. I'm Ron with Insurance for Texans. If you don't understand why home insurance is so expensive in the state of Texas, give us a call. We can help explain it. We can help you find new coverage. And most of all, we can help you protect your home.